be great to be involved, but if not chosen, I'll always be a fan. I know this message is very fanboy-like, but it's true. Thanks, Matt. And the next message. Matt, I'm shy at F1, run all assists except brakes. Two different approaches, and
Buddy, to Russia, round number 4 of the Noob journey. As you can see, I've been the pit slowly my setup, and as you can see, it is raining in Russia. Absolutely pouring down, full wets. It's really not looking good for all of us noobs. First time in the wet around Russia. So I mean, around Russia, pretty. There's quite a few straights, not very many corners as such that could cause major crashes in the wet if we're all careful. So this is a perfect first track to brace the wet weather. As we've loaded the setup, we're about to come out the pits, ready to do our first wet laps. And as you remember from last week, we crashed out. Well, we lagged out of the race around China as we come on to our fastest qualifying lap. So last week we lagged out in China, so I was hoping for the best qualifying spot so I could get on the podium to regain the points that I'd lost in China, and I can regain them back and get back at the championship, because currently I'm sat in 3rd after 2 second place finishes. So here we go, coming on to our flying lap, going down the first straight into turn 1, the sweeping right hander, hitting the apex nicely, trying not to get all the curbs so we don't spin out. Coming down to my braking point here, which is just when the curb starts, brake a little bit before it because obviously it's wet, into 3rd gear, hit the apex nicely, running a little bit wide onto the curb there, but managed to catch the oversteer. We got off that.
Really?
And there's a lot of people struggling around here, as you can probably hear by the chat.
He's just dived on me.
Trying to just go as slow as possible, so I wanted to get at least 1 lap time before I started pushing. Going wide a little bit around turn number 4, I think that is. Hitting, just missing the apex a little bit there, running wide coming out, getting oversteer coming out as well. Russia was quite a good track for me when I did my couple of practice laps. I was doing really well, and then when we found out it was wet, I was like, oh god, here we go, this is not going to be good. Hitting the apex nicely there, running wide again, getting oversteer. I was really struggling to try and keep this car on the track in the rain. Everyone was struggling, everybody's going really slow. A lot of people are bunched up together because obviously somebody would go off and hit someone else. As Reggie Bear posts a 2 minute something, I believe that was. She's very slow. But we are in the rain, remember. Following behind Vixer here. Hitting the apex nicely again. Getting an awful oversteer coming up the corner, managing to catch it alright. Braking at that little number board on the right hand side, hitting the apex nicely, coming round to the final sector, hitting another apex on the power, and still not on full power. Still not on full power. I could not get full power down without spinning the rear tyres. Hitting that kind of nicely, braking just in this shadow here, going down to P2, going up the inside of Vixer, going across the line, and it is provisional pole with a 2 minute 3, I believe that is. And that was good enough for fastest around Russia. So I'm going to try and go quicker again on the brakes early, locking up massively, and that was the lap over. But I still knew, although I've locked up, I could still go quicker. As you can see, I'm still up on my Sector 1 Delta. Somehow, feeling much more confident now, willing to go full throttle a lot earlier. Down to 3rd gear. Trying to swing it in to get the best exit. As you can hear Jeff there, the rain was expected to stop in 10 minutes as I go purple in Sector 1. I mean, I'm going quicker than I was. I was planning to get a 1 minute 58. I think that was the target for me. As I brake a little bit too late, I followed Jamie Auger there, going wide. Who's this that spun out? Grudging something or other has gone off there. We missed the apex. As Charlie has retired. And we're following Jamie Auger around. He's taking a very odd line as we hit the apex nicely. A bit of oversteer. Trying to stay out the dirty air of Jamie here. As diehard fans going slow, staying off the racing line. As Reggie Bear goes quicker than us again, so we're now dropped down to P2. As we come in here, we are up on our personal best. We lock it going into the corner. Just managed to save it. And we spin out and we lose the left front tyre in the wall. That is qualified over. Terminal damage. Game over. We were looking really good as well. And the rain was going away. As we look at the quali results, Jay Corrigan on pole. Diehard fan in second. Master in third. And we are down in P12, which is not very good considering I want to get the maximum amount of points around here.
Oh my god, look at all these
Russia.
So now the big question is it going to be dry on the race or wet as the start of the quali?
Says
I
wet start.
really
and
hope it
then
is,
into
and then it gets
the
wet.
rest of the way.
Wet towards the end.
Yeah, it is raining. Absolutely pouring down, starting on the wets. No pit stops. I was planning to just go the whole way, whole 13 laps with no pitting. And as you can see, it starts rain, then enters, then to dries. If we could get to the dry, I thought I was in a good shout of winning this race. If I could make it to the dry without having any accidents. As we line up for the formation lap. Just waiting for everybody to join the go. Engaging the clutch. Revving the car. People just driving past me here. Oh, there's the anti-stored. The whole grid bunches up behind me. That's awful from me. So we are just getting a feel for the wet conditions again after quali.
Wet race we all got off the mark in formation lap. Really? Callum? You get punked. Go with it,
So my thoughts going into this race was if we could make it over to the dry period, we would have a much better chance of winning than if we tried to use the strategy. So the aim was to just pit the same time as everyone else, get on the same tyres and then just outpace everyone, because I knew I had the pace around here. I was setting pretty quick laps when I was practicing, but obviously I wasn't expecting the wet weather, so I thought as soon as we could get to the dry period I would absolutely start flying around. Obviously we will find out if that's the case when we get to the race, but I was expecting to be pretty competitive round here, even though we had a bit of an issue with the crash in quali. But the whole grid's jumbled up. There's usually people who aren't usually in the top 5 up in the top 5, and there's people like me all the way down in P12 after having an awful qualifying. And the new thing to throw into the mix in this race is there's new random people who have joined, because a few people couldn't make it. So there's a few gaps in the grid with random drivers in, and they often throw a twist into each Grand Prix, because they usually don't practice as much as we do. So they come in and they're just sliding all over the shop, which means it adds added difficulty for the drivers up front, more back markers. As Charlie goes wide into the wall and spins out on the formation lap, that'll probably take him back and sit him on the grid. As we're coming around to the grid now, migrating host at the bottom. Something's happened to X-Matty masses in the wall. As we are coming up to the grid now, and we start lagging everywhere. Something's definitely wrong here. Migrating host. Everybody stopped talking, and everybody disconnected. And at this point, I thought, right, I'll drop a message in the group chat, the Noob Journey chat, and see what the issue is. Turns out everybody else was still in the race, and I was sat on the grid disconnected from every driver. So I was fuming. I was in the group chat saying, this is unbelievable, can't believe this happened to me 2 races in a row. And any second now, I drop out the lobby as we're just waiting for everyone to line up on the grid, which never happens because the whole game is froze for me. And I was so upset at this point. I mean, I knew I had a good chance, and for the rest of the race I was just watching the grid go around. My car, because I didn't make it to the race, my car never made it onto the grid. As we have a look here, Master won in the Red Bull. It's a Red Bull 1-2. So Semba and Master get the 1-2. Callum W on the podium in P3 with 6 seconds penalties. There's a lot of penalties going on here. Caboose and Teak Quickshare did not finish the race, which is great for me, which means we are still in the battle for the title as Tech Master. TK Master wins again, 2 races on the track. He's looking very, very strong. As you can see, I've dropped down to P number 4 now, as Callum W overtakes me. TK Master continues his lead at the top, and to be honest, that was probably the most devastating race I've had so far, as I didn't even make it onto the grid. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I will see you all next time.